più belle. Good morning, buongiorno a tutti. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm your host, Pasquale. This is another episode how to make homemade bread. Let me go turn that thing off because it's too loud. Hold on, don't go away. Early in the morning, making myself a nice espresso coffee because Italian people they cannot function without coffee. And you know what? I don't want this to come out bad, so I gotta do it nice. So today, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to make homemade bread. Very simple. Quick, actually not quick, it's more the weight than the rest. But hold on another second. Look what I got here. Got a nice espresso coffee liqueur. There's no liqueur in it, it's too early in the morning. Salute. So I got 3 cups of flour. Very, very easy. It's so easy, this thing. Even a child can do this. Just nice 3 cups of flour. What does it go in the flour to make it grow? Yeast. East, west, I don't know. My accent sometimes, you're gonna see a lot of things that you never heard before. And my mom used to say, mamma mia, che disgraziata così. So we put in 1.5 teaspoon of yeast. That's all we need. That's all we need. That's all it is. Now, a little salt, which I forgot. Hey, you never know. Maybe this can turn out to be a comedy show. So I like to put salt, just like my grandmother and my mother used to do. Just a little pinch. Depends how you like the bread. If you like it salty, you can put it. I do not recommend it because you can always dip in olive oil, a little cheese, and it tastes delicious. I got my, almost taking the coffee instead of the water. So what you do is you mix it up nice. And what you do is this, put a little bit of hot water. And this dough is called, it's like a sticky dough. It doesn't have to be anything, you don't have to knead it, you don't have to do anything with this. So you just mix it up nice, make sure it's a little gooey. This is so quick that I can just put it together and go have breakfast and come back later for you guys to show you the result. Still a little gooey, gotta put a little more. The consistency has to be on the wet side, but make sure that you mix it well because you don't want to have any lumps. Make sure everything it's nice and mixed. You can see what I'm doing. It's almost like a paste. Put it just a little more. That's all you need to do. Make sure you go underneath because you don't want this to be powdery underneath and then it sticks. It becomes, you feel like you're eating flour instead. So make sure everything is nice. And we are done. So, now what we do is use the wrapping paper. I have difficulty with these things. But, you know, if I can do it, you guys can do it too. Then you cover it up. Then you make sure you cover with a nice towel and you let it sit for 3 hours. 3 hours, don't forget. After 3 hours, I will show you once it grows. I will show you how to bake it and then I'll show you how to eat it. All right, I'll see you later. Good morning. Welcome back to La Mia Cucina. This is Pasquale, your host. So this morning we prepare fresh bread. So I put it in the bowl. It stayed in the bowl for 3 hours. And now, actually 3.5 hours. You can leave it even up to 4 hours to grow because the amount of yeast in here is very small. And what it does, I'll bring it close so you can see, the dough gets nice and frothy. See, I'm very light, very frothy. So now what I did, I prepared another bowl with parchment paper because you needed to pour in there. So what we do is, we're gonna pour it into the parchment paper. Nice and easy. This is a very quick way to make fresh bread in the morning. If you get up early in the morning like me, you can just prepare it. It takes less than 10 minutes to assemble it, and then it's only the weight that it's about 3.5 hours if you want it even a little longer. So now what I do is I get my pot because I have I have a stainless steel ceramic coated pot that I already put into the oven to make it nice and hot. So what you do is you just grab it like this and just place into the hot pot. And after this, you cover it and you put it back in the oven at 450. So the oven is already preheated. I'm going to put it back in there. You have to leave it now in the oven for 20 minutes with the lid on, because just like the bakeries, it creates a little steam inside. So it does not dry out the bread, it doesn't make it hard. It allows it to grow inside. So after the 20 minutes, then you take the lid off and you continue to cook probably another 10 to 15 minutes until you see a nice golden brown on top of the bread. Then you can take it out and I will show you the result. All right, I'll be back in about 35 minutes. Thank you. Hey guys, welcome back to La Cucina. I'm your host Pasquale. I'm back with the artisan bread that I made this morning. I'm sure you guys are waiting to see the results. I think it's ready. Oh yeah. It smells delicious. And this is the result. It's like a ciabatta bread. So sometimes they grow thicker, they get like a little nice and round. Sometimes they stay a little on a flat side, but I'm sure that the results and the taste is delicious anyway. I forgot something. Wine goes very well, pairs very well with fresh bread and olive oil with shaved Parmigiano Reggiano. Okay, so let's try this. The history of this knife. This is a very old knife. It's got to be at least 60 years old. It belonged to my wife's mom, my mother-in-law, God bless her soul. She used to cut everything with this. Bread, cakes. She used to hit the kids on the butt when they were fresh. So this was a all-around knife. We'll see if it still works. I'm gonna cut this, it's hot. I'm gonna use it a little bit. You hear the crispiness of the bread? It's something. Ooh, look at this bread. Look at this bread, smoking still. Very hot, but it's delicious. So, a piece broke off. delicious. I'm gonna use, you have to have this, with some olive oil and some cheese. This is the best. So good, so good. You can do this on a holiday. You can do this on weekends. Do it for your kids. Very simple. Everybody will love this. If you do like 4 or 5 of them for the holiday, you can keep it in the fridge for a couple of days. Take them out, put them in the oven, warm them up. That's it. Beautiful. I hope you guys are happy. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the button, and click the little bell so you will get notification every time I create something or I make something, if we don't say create. Thank you very much. Salute. Till next time. Ciao.